suits, no scripts, just security. This is Deepwatch Unfiltered, where cyber chaos gets personal. Real defenders, real talk, no safe takes. This is the only podcast where we say the quiet part out loud, drag bad security takes, and maybe get HR involved. If you came for sanitized corporate speak, you're in the wrong pod. Your security safe space just became a dumpster fire.
So, John, this month brings you to 1 year at Deepwatch. Can you tell us a little bit about that year and what it's been like?
I'll tell you, it's pretty exciting. And what I learned in that year was that coming to Deepwatch was the right decision. You never really know when you jump into these projects, but what I fell in love with is the way that Deepwatch solves a real-world problem, but does it leveraging leading-edge technology. And so if you look, I've been so fortunate. I've been through the microprocessor revolution. I've been through networking. I was at Cisco back in the day. Been through cloud, that gigantic migration to cloud. I moved 100 workloads to the cloud when I was at F5. I just feel like I've gotten to touch so many important things. What's happening in AI right now is just unbelievable. And this is my fourth CEO assignment, but the last one took a page from this book. We leveraged AI to make our product much more capable and to make our customers much more productive. And I just really believe that there was that same opportunity to do that here at Deepwatch. And I'll tell you, I was kind of blown away at RSA this year. I don't know, you were at RSA. Yeah. It's an amazing place. I mean, 40,000 of your closest friends, right? But I think what stole the show wasn't happening inside. It was the Waymos driving around outside San Francisco, right? And so my wife is afraid to drive into we live here. My wife's afraid to drive into San Francisco, but the Waymos, they're not afraid. And they're running the roads out there. And people are saying to themselves, is that safe? Well, it looks pretty safe. And if you've ever driven in one, you feel pretty confident doing so. But that's leveraging AI to solve real world problems. And I'm thinking about in that RSA conference with my 40,000 closest friends, if Waymo is able to solve this real world problem leveraging AI, we definitely can solve the world's security problems using AI. That's what Deepwatch does, I think, better than anyone. That's why I just don't have any regrets, and I'm more excited than ever about the opportunity at Deepwatch.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And how would you say that we're setting ourselves apart from the rest of the MDR services?
Well, first of all, you've got to go down the MDR route. I don't know what percentage of customers out there leveraging managed detection and response. Maybe it's 25% or so, but it is. I met with I won't name them, but I met with one of the big analysts, and they said, well, if you're not leveraging MDR, you're either stupid or insane. And there's a real reason for that, right? Every customer of ours they're safer. Yep. They're saving money. And they're almost guaranteed to be in a better position from a risk and compliance perspective. So it's like a trifecta that they get to win. It's the silver bullet, MDR is. And so what we're doing, I think, that is different is we're leaning in on the tech, first of all. We're also leaning in on our people. We have some of the best analysts, I think, in the industry. And they make a difference. You really do need humans at some point in the loop, especially the really gifted security experts. And then the other element I would say that we're doing is we are realizing the virtuosity of leaning or shifting left in our solutions, right? Catching, understanding attack surface, finding the infirmities, and prevent in a very preventative, proactive, preemptive way, dealing with them. That has long-term beneficial consequences for our customers.
Sure. So on that shifting left piece, I visualize MDR being in the middle and then shifting left. And then we also have right where we can do zero to retainer. If we do shift to left, what are we exactly talking about? What will we be getting into?
Well, there's so many great opportunities to move left. I mean, one of the things I'm personally very excited about is I think, as you may know, 60 or 70% of all data losses still happen, whether through mischief or malice, at the hands of insiders. So understanding the risk characteristics of your insider threats is super important. Understanding vulnerabilities, understanding how your infrastructure is, or your applications are performing in the presence of different types of application threats is also important. Understanding where you are on the dark web is important. And, I think probably the most profound area that I think you get the biggest bang for buck is continuous threat exposure management. And that's an area where you may have seen we just acquired a company, Desana, specifically to address that issue, helping people understand where is their exposure.
Sure.
And then curating solutions for those exposures I think of it as part of MDR. It's a detection. I'm not detecting a threat. I'm detecting an exposure. And it has, in most cases, the equivalent or even greater impact to keeping the enterprise safe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And shifting left is going to help with that. But as we shift left and we move more into the MDR realm now, what are we doing there to become better? There's this term now, DSR. Can you just walk us through that, what that means for Deepwatch and our customers?
Well, I think that dynamic risk scoring, or DRS, is something. It's patented technology that we have, but I like to think of it as, well, I think of MDR. MDR is really about the notion of the automated detection of threats and the automated escalation scoring of those threats, wherever you can, the automated resolution of those threats, and then bringing humans into the loop for the last mile when you need to. And so what we're doing different, the DRS technology, we just announced DRS 2.0.
Sure.
And that is a whole scale change as far as, first of all, leveraging a lot more AI, leveraging a lot more automation in the detection, leveraging a lot more insights, correlative insights that help us with low and slow attacks. A lot of times people are moving through the MITRE ATT&CK framework and in a slow way. And a lot of times low and slow gets missed, for instance, by endpoint detections or by firewalls or people looking at different DNS threat vectors or IPS or IDS or all these areas. Those historical technologies don't do a great job capturing the low and slow. Correlative technologies using AI that have a large ingestion of data, we can look for markers over time that are indications of an attack that's progressing. We think this is going to be really a fantastic differentiator for us in our ability to capture those low and slow and knock them down before they become a problem. Other areas, we're leveraging a lot of hyper automation in that process. So after we make a determination, understanding what to do, when to do it, how to do it in an automated way. And I think really the sky's the limit. But at the first element of every solution is high fidelity, high speed detection of complicated attacks. And that's what we're doing different in that MDR space.
Yeah, that's great. And so if we shift left, then we go to the MDR. And now we're shifting to the right? We got zero to retainer. Can you talk a little bit about that and maybe where we might go with that to take that a little further?
Well, I do think that this is something that we do different. And I think it's an area that our competitors and other people participating in this space haven't done themselves any favors. You need to, I've heard some people say that they have a MDR solution, it's MD little r. Yeah. Like nobody wants a little r. Like I want the capital R, right? I want to know that if I've been compromised that I'm kept safe. And so we do a lot of work to either deliver straight to the retainer or to actually work with third parties that will help deliver whatever you need. If it's on site and it's re-imaging and tearing down link time, knocking down networks, we do a lot of the work like quarantine and isolation. We'll even take users out of the active population. We'll take people off of AD. We'll do a lot of things to try to isolate, but we stick with it. We stick with it till you're up and running and over whatever type of incident it is. But I will say that I think we have many fewer issues because we work with our customers all the way from that seminal preemptive understanding of their attack surface all the way through MDR and then all the way through to the retainer when something does happen. But things don't happen that often when you leverage an MDR service like ourselves.
Yeah. And why is that, do you think? Why do you see fewer incidents when somebody's using an MDR? What is the big advantage of that, right? You can get better analysts, but you can also have better coverage. Can you just talk about that?
Oh, I think it's 3 or 4 fold. The first one I would say continuous threat exposure management. First of all, we make it harder for attackers to get a toehold. The second thing that we do that I think is different is that we all the detection capabilities that I talked about, detection, scoring, escalation. But the third one is I'll bring it back around to our people. And we have really great, high trained analysts. But it isn't just that. Like our average customer that isn't using an MDR, that might be managing their own SOC. First of all, they're going to struggle on nights and weekends and all that. They got all those issues. But they also have the issue that when an attack is surfaced, in a lot of cases, it's the first time that analyst has ever seen it. They've ever had to deal with it, ever had to try to prosecute a solution for it. Our analysts do it every day.
We know.
Yeah, so our analysts are ready to move quickly with authority, and they're not learning on the job.
Yes.
And I think those three things in combination is one of the reasons why you're stupid or insane is this one other analyst said, if you're not really deploying these types of services.
Yeah, we need some T-shirts that say that, don't we?
Stupid or insane?
Yeah.
That might be a little much, but I don't. It's an idea that might have some merit.
We'll have to talk to marketing.
We'll talk to marketing.
I'll see what they say. So you keep talking about attack service management and an acquisition that was done. You know, this kind of goes back to the beginning. You've only been here for a year, and you acquired a company within, what was it, the first 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
Time here. Can you walk us through that, what that was like, and why you decided to do that?
Well, you have to be philosophical about acquisitions, and historically the best companies out there are always making buy, build, partner decisions.
Sure.
And we build a lot, we partner a lot, we also buy a lot. And the notion of acquiring technology that you need or technology that your customers need, the best way to do that is continuously. Yeah. People that buy one or two things and then stop. I mean, you really always have to be open to an acquisition. When an acquisition that meets a stated strategic goal, you don't define your strategy based on an acquisition. But if you have a defined strategy, which is what we did, we realized this was an area where we wanted to have more interfaces to different platforms. We wanted Dasana also had a very articulate native LLM interface, which we really enjoyed, and it had the continuous threat exposure management product. And that is something that we felt our customers were clamoring for. We delivered it. If something comes available, if something that our customers are clamoring for becomes available in a month, we'll look at acquiring that too. But we're going to be I would think of us as continuous acquirers. I would be surprised if a year goes by where we don't acquire something.
So this is going to continue then. You're going to continue to look and build and acquire more companies that become available.
I believe that in acquisition as one of those three legs of the stool, buy, build, partner. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great to hear. I think that even for our customers and the market, they fancy that idea as well. So I'm looking around the room, and I've never been in this room before, but I see a lot of Deepwatch swag and posters. Can you tell us where we're coming from today and why we're here?
Well, today we're in Palo Alto, California, this is a grand opening of our new office here this week.
It's exciting.
Very exciting. We had been hiring a lot of people in Northern California. We'd never had an office here before. This is ground zero as far as AI, and we are leveraging so much AI, and we're working with so many of the technology companies that are out here in the Valley that we just felt it was essential to get a toehold. And I'm really excited about the space here. There's good food. I hope everyone will come visit.
Yeah, it looks great. It really is. It's a good feeling as well. And what are we expecting for today? Anything special?
Oh, we have clowns coming later.
Oh yeah, helium balloons.
No, for today, I think it's really just the kickoff. We have some press, we have some local politicians and people like that coming. Some local news. We're also going to be doing a ribbon cutting to a lot of fanfare, and we've got drones. I'm sure somewhere there's all sorts of great things happening, but it's not every day that you open a new office, especially in this post-pandemic culture. And our people want to be back in the office.
They sure do.
I don't think they want to be back 24/7, 5 days a week, but they want to have places to come together and collaborate. It's just so much easier to get work done. And so we've picked a great location here that'll also, I think, encourage people to come in and to work and to have a little sanctuary here where they can get away from the screaming kids and the all the listed to-do items that people have when they're working from home.
It is summer, so the kids are home, right? So
Yes.
it's a great place to go.
It's good timing.
Yeah. But if I'm watching this and I'm a customer, I'm wondering about Tampa. Can you just tell me a little bit about Tampa? That's been our HQ. What are the plans for that office?
Well, we're not necessarily set up that way, but Tampa's our largest and will continue to be our largest, and we're going to continue to invest there. In fact, we're doing a large remodel there to modernize and expand our security operations center.
That's great.
And that's where we do most of that type of work. Now, most of our AI work is probably going to be done here, or we also are going to be making a move to India, to Bangalore, India. Look for that announcement about a month from now. But we're also going to be doing a lot of engineering work there too. But we've set up, around internationally. We have 6 what I'll call centers of excellence where we focus on we're going to be focusing on AI out of this office. We're going to focus on developing our tech stack out of the Bengaluru office. And of course, we focus on delivering our cyber operations functions from Tampa. And there will be some overlap, and we're trying to accommodate lots of different people. People live all over the place, and to get that really special talent, you have to be flexible. But like I say, we have 6 sites. We were founded as a remote first company, but you realize the unscalability of that very quickly, and it's just too hard and too expensive to get people together, even if it's infrequent. If you just want to have a 1 day a week kickoff or a 2 day a week, a touch in and a weekly kickoff or something like that, it's just too hard to do when you're in 48 states. Or
is that what it was? 48?
We got as high as 48 states at one point. So we're working at. There's some roles where it doesn't matter. Obviously, field, customer support roles, it doesn't matter. But for the roles where you need rapid collaboration, I would say in general, cyber, you have to be super responsive. You need rapid collaboration. And so bringing the teams back together has been really an important milestone for us. And this is just one more step along that path.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is great with that. I was in the office last week down in Tampa, and the energy was just everywhere. It was like floating through the hallways. Like, wow, this is remarkable. Somebody pulls you in, you start talking about something. It was great.
Yeah.
You could collab very quickly, get something done. So I think that's going to happen here too, and all the other areas as well.
It's a couple little dumb things. You've got to give them parking, you got to give them food and the drink, but as long as you make people do want to be together. I've long said that one of the reasons that we're so successful with technology in the U.S. is because we're able to pull really smart people together in a collaborative way to build great things. And we're at ground zero of that entire philosophy. Probably 75% of the value of the NASDAQ was founded within 50 miles of where we're sitting right now. That's super powerful.
Yeah, that's a big message. Yeah, that's great. Shifting gears a little bit, back to the original topic of you being here for just about a year. So the entire executive staff pretty much is brand new to Deepwatch, but there were 2 roles in particular. The CMO role and the CRO role were vacant for some time. Why were those 2 roles so critical to get into the door? And I think the CRO has now been here for 3 weeks.
I don't know the exact timing on it, but what I will say is that I feel like Deepwatch has been one of the best kept secrets out there, and we have grown spectacularly, and we've been a very successful company. But sometimes it's a secret, and you were like, why is that? Well, we had really a channel first strategy, and we relied on systems integrators, value-added resellers, different MSPs to help us grow. But I just feel like you need to own your destiny a little bit more. And so we have hired a great CRO. We've hired a great CMO. And together, you can already feel the impact that they're having. Our share of voices has exploded. The amount of people visiting our website is an order of magnitude higher. The number of people that are asking for demos and proof of concepts. And it's almost too much. and part of the reason is because we're continuing to make progress as a company, but we also hired some great people to be out there stimulating demand.
Yeah, I agree. And you mentioned a demo or a POV. Can you talk about that a little bit more? Is that with the Dasana acquisition?
Well, I know that in our space, managed detection and response, since there is the human component, and it's generally it's often a very customized deployment. A lot of companies are resistant to do proof of concepts because you got to do all the setup, and we're not that way. First of all, we're leveraging technology, so we can have somebody up and running in a matter of weeks. So it's not the heavy lift that it might be with some other companies, but also we want people to experience our product, and so. And by the way, I will tell you, the people that are experiencing it in a proof of concept or in a proof of value, whatever, those are the ones that are giving us the most meaningful feedback about how to. So it's like product definition, or it's assistance with our product roadmap for free.
Yeah.
And so I'm very supportive of doing that. And it's very easy to do. All you have to do is go to our website, ask for it. You'll get a call in 48 hours, and we'll have you up and running. And I think it tends to be pretty eye-opening. I would say, especially the threat exposure management products that we have and the cyber risk products that we have, people say, "Uh-oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know I had so much exposure to modern threats," and we help our customers almost instantly when they do that, even before they've decided whether they're going to purchase from us or anything like that. Halfway through the POV, we have our customers sometimes pivoting and fixing things that they've discovered.
That's right. Yeah. And with the POV, you said the word free. What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, it's free until we charge you.
Yeah. How long do you get the POV for?
Well, it depends. I mean, right now, if you're if you're an installed base customer or some of our other stuff, we're usually we're pretty generous. We want our installed base customers to enjoy the full product suite. 60 days is very, very common. After you'll start getting benefit with leveraging our products after 2 weeks.
Yep. That's great. And that's fast turnaround. And I'm sure there's quite a bit of value there. So that's great. So we're kind of going full circle here now. So we talked about, you've been here for a year, all the changes that have been made and what's going on around Deepwatch. Can you tell us where Deepwatch is heading and some of the future things that we can expect from Deepwatch?
We're in a massive market, and you're either stupid or insane if you're not taking advantage of these types of technologies, I'd say. But I continue to see us and a couple of other companies. There's some other good companies in the space, but I continue to see us just continuing to grow, continuing to become more integrated into the security fabric of our customers. And I also see over the long term, I think we have the ability to lower prices. I think as we get and making this product available to even more and more customers, small ones, large ones, municipalities, government agencies, universities. I think everybody's going ultimately, partly because of the AI tailwind that we're enjoying. Right? AI takes cost out of the system of keeping customers secure, and so I do feel like not only do you get a great value today, there's a promise that in the future, as we leverage more and more of this spectacular tech that's now becoming available to us, that we're going to be able to keep our customers, either equally secure for the same price, more secure for the same price, or almost, I think, in a way, AI tech almost opens up another, Moore's law kind of discussion where we're going to be able to get more out of our solutions and out of our analysts. I sometimes think of our analysts as like the man behind, or man or woman behind the piece of heavy mechanized equipment, like the steam ship, right? There's still a person in the cockpit, but they're controlling something that has the ability to move Earth more, quicker than 100 people could do in the past. And so I do believe this will democratize this technology. Our AI capabilities will be democratized. Everybody that couldn't do it by themselves, because it just requires a little bit too much know-how and a little bit too much cost, is going to be able to leverage all those AI technologies that we have available really to all of our customers, and going to be able to do it cost effectively.
That's great, because that's what we've been hearing. Our tools are available, but our customers want us to consolidate and help them consolidate and move forward. And I think with everything that we offer, that would be a good way to do it.
I would tell you that 100% of our customers, when they deploy our services, they're either able to cancel a collection of different services. It could be threat intel services. They could be pen testing services. It could be a lot of different types of services they can cancel. But also, they're usually able to mothball quite a few technologies. It just doesn't. We ingest all the data, and you also don't need the people as many people to sit there and read those logs and try to understand the telemetry from the different products to determine whether or not there's a threat there. We do it all. We do it all. We do it in the natural course of business. So I think it's this is going to 10 years from now, everybody's going to have a service like Deepwatch, and this will be your primary way that you're delivering security. Maybe not for the largest banks in the world, but for everybody else, yes.
Yeah, that's great. And with that, that concludes this. Is there anything that you would like to add that we didn't cover?
Well, I'd just like to say I appreciate getting an opportunity to talk, and look forward to talking with. I'm sure this will reach a whole bunch of people, and would hope that they'll reach out to the company if they have more questions, and reach out to me personally. And we're not, we're pretty approachable.
Yeah.
And so if you have a unique use case or you have a situation that you think we might be able to help with, I hope everybody in the audience won't hesitate to give us a call.
Great. I couldn't agree more. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, survive, and isolate. And remember, in security, silence isn't safety. It usually means compromise. Sleep tight.